So today I'm going to be talking to you about a very common question that we get, and that is, how much does working with a designer cost? Now, this can really depend on a number of different factors. Working with a designer could cost as little as $50, it could be tens of thousands of dollars, and it really depends on how much you want that designer to be involved in your project. So if you want them just to come in and maybe help you pick out a color, that could be a very, very small cost, $50 to $100 or $150 depending on the designer. If you want the designer to come in right from initial consultation, take over, redo your entire house, spend a year doing the project, and choose all the finishings, fixtures, work with the installers, and go right down to the very last detail where they're placing the last and final light bulb, might be in the tens of thousands of dollars. So I know that might seem like a lot, but a lot of times that really helps you to avoid costly design mistakes. And costly design mistakes are very, very common when homeowners do their own projects. So I don't know if you watch a lot of the shows on HGTV and things like that, and oftentimes they start opening up the walls, and the previous homeowner had done some DIY projects, and those DIY projects maybe caused a fire in the walls, or maybe let in rodents, or caused electrical issues or coating issues. So those are the types of things where if you work with a professional, then those types of things don't happen in the get-go. Now, when we start opening up walls, that could still be there from the last person, but we have a budget to work with, and as a designer, that's something that we will always take into consideration. The other piece with working with a decorator designer, and our design question last week talked about the difference between a decorator and a designer, and the other piece with that is that these people do have access to trade discounts. So we may be able to get you furniture pieces at a little bit less of a cost than you're able to get yourself. Or we can also, depending on your budget constraints, work within a tighter budget, and we have a lot of resources at hand, and we kind of know where to get things at a really good price. We also go to, antique markets and all of these different places where we're constantly shopping, and many of us have a small stash of goods that, we're just looking for the perfect home to put these things in because we picked it up at such a great bargain. So there are a lot of really great benefits to working with a decorator or designer. The cost is really up to you. So what I suggest is that you set the budget for your room or for your home or for your project, whatever you're looking at doing, and that you call a designer and that you go through the initial consultation. It's really important that you like that person. It's really important that you feel comfortable with them, that you like their design ideas before you get started. It's also really important that you sign a contract. Okay, that's going to protect you, it's going to protect the designer, and if they don't come with a contract, then I'd be a little bit leery. So those are my tips for this Wednesday, and we will see you next Wednesday with another design question.